When we talk about stars who have proven time and again that they have what it takes to succeed in the industry, Natalie Portman would certainly make it to the list. Over the years, she has been her own biggest critique, allowing her to identify spots in her life and career where she needs improvement. As much as her critical nature has helped her build herself, her opinions on other issues haven't been received lightly. Recently, she came on with some seemingly heavy critique of Jessica Simpson's lifestyle, which came with a lot of blowback from both Jessica Simpson and her fans. This, coupled with her comments on some other issues, has been part of the many controversies which have come up over the years due to her outspoken nature. Want to find out more? Let's dive right in. Natalie Portman is one of the most talented actresses in Hollywood, and she has been fascinating viewers since her childhood. Born on June 9, 1981, in Jerusalem, Israel, as Natalie Hirschlag, she became an only child born to Avner Hirschlag, a doctor, and Shelley Stevens, an American homemaker who later became her agent. When Natalie was only 3, the family moved to the United States in pursuit of a supposedly promising life and professional advancement. They first settled down in Washington, D.C., then in Long Island, New York, which would be the place where Natalie would grow up. Since childhood, Portman was an intelligent child with an overwhelmingly developed creative sense. She was brought up in a family that was quite inclined to education and culture. Both sides of her life, academic and artistic, were pleasing to her. She had a great liking for dancing, began to train in ballet when she was 4 years old, and then danced in local dance groups. Encouraged by her parents, she proved to be good at her studies right from the beginning. Soon her charisma and natural talent were realized outside the family circle. At 10 years old, she was discovered by a Revlon representative while dining in a pizzeria on Long Island, and he urged her to model. The young Portman wasn't interested in modeling, but only in the break toward acting. Later, in interviews, she would say that her eyes were always fixed upon acting, and by saying no to modeling, she made her first step towards that dream. Having defined her aim in 1994, Portman was handed her big ticket to Hollywood in the form of Luc Besson's Leon, the Professional. Incidentally, she was only 11 years old then and took on the demanding role of Matilda, a girl who befriends a hitman after her family is murdered. Her character of Matilda, a girl avenging her family's murder, showed her building an unusual and close bond with Leon, played by Jean Reno, which gained much attention from audiences and critics alike. Portman was amazing for her maturity and the depth of emotion she showed to handle such a complex character at this age. Even though playing Matilda was her first experience acting, the role was anything but free of controversy. The violence and darkness attributed to the film added to the complex and sensitive nature of the relationship between the two main characters, which was the focus of hot debates. Nevertheless, cool and composed, Portman came out unscathed through this career-defining role and rose above the host of actors, bracketing herself as a young actor who would really fulfill her promise. With Leon, the Professional, Portman kept on rising in the industry. She had an acting part in the crime thriller Heat in 1995 by Michael Mann as the troubled stepdaughter of Al Pacino. Again, this portrayed her capability for emotionally challenging roles. In the coming years, she did work with well-known directors and actors of that period in the movie Beautiful Girls in 1996, a coming-of-age drama, and Mars Attacks in 1996, a science fiction comedy by Tim Burton. Even from this early period of her career, it was obvious that she was no ordinary child actor. The diverse roles often spoke volumes about her as an actress, when considering the maturity level as compared to the usual children's roles. She had her way with emotional depth that immediately separated her from many of her peers in the film industry. However, with fame came the different challenges at school for the child actor Portman. While her academic life was important, and she was attending the prestigious Syosset High School on Long Island, her growing popularity in Hollywood made her a target of bullying in school. Her classmates teased her since they could not comprehend or relate to her experiences or achievements. Some found her weird and made fun of her. Some were jealous. And a few even judged her appearance and found the humor in how she was dressed. Later, Portman remembered how lonely it was to be in such a situation, because she felt detached from her peers who couldn't understand what pressure one feels leading a double life of a student and actress. All the bullying she went through made Portman even more determined to excel academically and professionally. Whereas most child actors at this point in time were failing to balance their lives between fame and childhood, she was concerned with not allowing bullying to derail her off course from knowing her self-worth and reaching her goals. She found comfort in her academic work and in her love for acting. Throughout her childhood and the earlier phase of her career, Portman was committed to her education. When the young actors around her were leaving formal schooling, she was making academics a priority. Her intellectual curiosity became quite apparent early on, and she kept high grades while juggling the burgeoning demands of her career. She hit the peak of her career in 1999, with her casting as Padme Amidala in Star Wars. She went on to become one of the box office successes on screen, and thereafter, having worked in such a well-known franchise, and sealed her position as one of the stars in Hollywood. Contrary to the general assumption, even while her career was taking off, she managed the pressures and graduated with honors in 1999 from Syosset High School. In 1999, she entered Harvard University, one of the world's finest institutions, to study psychology. During that period of her stay at Harvard University, though busy still with acting, she plunged headlong into academic life. She received her Bachelor of Arts in Psychology in 2003. Portman balanced her Harvard academic work with shooting the Star Wars prequels, a testament to her resilience. She also mastered Hebrew, French, German, and Japanese languages, and even co-authored some scientific reports that were published in professional journals, showing some other exciting talents she had other than being an actress. Natalie Portman's early life and rise to fame indeed reflect a rare combination of talent, resilience, and intelligence. At 11 years old, she blew into Hollywood with her performance in Leon, The Professional. And though the other kids bullied her at school for her success, she persisted in reaching her full potential as not only an actress but also a scholar. The difficult roles she had accepted proved that she was indeed a versatile woman who could shine in both the world of art and academics. The fact that she evolved from being a child artist to a respected and award-winning actress speaks volumes about the determination and hard work she had to put in. As Natalie Portman matured, so did her career, with many diverse roles showcasing her as a phenomenal actress. The most prominent examples of her films as an adult would be V for Vendetta in 2005, The Other Berlin Girl in 2008, Thor in 2011, and Jackie in 2016. Each one of those many different roles expressed different parts of her talent, from action and drama down to a biographical role. However, one of her most iconic and highly contentious roles was for Darren Aronofsky's Black Swan in 2010. In this psychological thriller, Portman portrayed Nina Sayers, a dedicated and obsessive ballerina hoping to land the principal role in Swan Lake. The movie opened a window of understanding into Nina's sensitive and precarious mental condition in her struggle toward perfection, a transformation that was really harrowing. Her portrayal turned out to be full of depth and even more so vulnerable, which earned her a multitude of awards, such as the Academy Award for Best Actress in 2011. Whereas Black Swan earned Portman all sorts of critical acclaim, it also raised controversy regarding the role of the professional ballet dancer she portrayed. A lot of that debate ended up being drawn between just how much of the dancing in the movie was done by Portman and how much by her double, Sarah Lane, a professional ballerina herself. Aronofsky and the production at first praised Portman as a committed actress for taking extensive ballet training to prepare for the role, saying she danced about 80% of the dancing scenes. However, Lane recently came forward in public and directly contradicted that, saying she did most of the full-body shots and estimating that Portman probably did only about 5% of the full-body dance shots. This debate got much media attention when Lane accused the filmmakers of minimizing her role in the movie. She said work as a dance double wasn't rewarding, and that production had terribly overstated the degree of ballet training done by Portman. According to Lane, although Portman had done some of the close-up shots and movements of the upper body, most of the complicated ballet choreography was hers. Amidst the controversy, Aronofsky weighed in with a statement supporting Portman's performance and clarifying that she did, in fact, do most of the dancing, but with Lane serving as a double for more complicated moves. He provided some technical evidence for this, indicating that out of 139 dance shots in the film, 111 featured Portman, while 28 featured Lane. Portman avoided getting caught up in the public dispute, instead focusing on her work. Despite all the controversy, Black Swan turned out to be a commercial and critical success. It won Portman her first Academy Award for Best Actress in a Leading Role, aside from a Golden Globe and a Screen Actors Guild Award. Indeed, her performance received wide critical acclaim because of her very expressive performance and physical transformation. She lost around 20 pounds and underwent intensive ballet training to completely bring to life this fragile and self-destructive Nina. But in any case, the controversy over who did most of the dancing in Black Swan perhaps overshadowed the film without doing much to detract from the acceptance of Portman's performance. The role solidified her reputation as one of the finest actresses of her generation and remains a defining moment in her career. For her love life, Natalie Portman met the talented French ballet dancer and choreographer Benjamin Millepied on the set of Black Swan in 2009, where he worked as the choreographer. He had been assigned to train Portman and choreograph the ballet sequences of the movie. As their collaboration for the movie proceeded, their working relationship soon took the form of a romantic relationship. Millepied even made a brief appearance in the movie as a dancer, but it was behind the scenes that the magic between them developed. Portman and Millepied kept much of their romance under wraps, but late in 2010 they let out not one but two big pieces of news. First, they were engaged, and secondly, Portman was pregnant with her first child. In 2011, months after winning her Academy Award for Black Swan, Portman gave birth to their son, Aleph Portman Millepied. They married in a private Jewish ceremony in Big Sur, California, in August 2012. The wedding was intimate, reflecting the couple's desire to maintain a relatively low-profile life outside of their respective careers. For a long time, their marriage seemed pretty solid. Millepied continued to work as a director of the Paris Opera Ballet, while Portman divided her time between acting and their children. Since they had a daughter, Amalia, in 2017, they frequently hit red carpets together, attending events to support each other's projects. In interviews, Portman gushed about her husband, calling him a source of happiness and stability in her life. Yet deep inside them, they had marital issues. According to sources, they tried all methods to balance their professional and personal lives, as Millepied mostly travels far for commitments regarding the Paris Opera Ballet and other projects. In addition, living in different parts of the world because of their work brought pressure into their relationship. The rumors of his infidelity grew louder in 2023, which led to more tension in the marriage. Both parties didn't comment in the beginning. However, reports mentioned that Millepied's alleged affair with another woman had taken a great toll on Portman. The attempt to amend what had been broken was futile. By mid-2023, it was verified that Portman and Millepied had separated. The couple, after 11 years of married life, finally decided to divorce due to irreconcilable differences. Without going into the details of the specific grounds relating to the divorce, it can be assumed that this breakdown of marriage was one of those painful and sad moments of Portman's life. This was indeed a huge personal setback for Portman, who always said that family and stability were very much essential in her life. Despite the tragedy of their divorce, Portman and Millepied continued to co-parent their two children, Aleph and Amalia, while she poured her heart into her career and personal well-being. For sure, this was one of the heaviest moments of her life. Outside her marital troubles, Portman has had some controversies associated with her career, which had mostly stemmed from her comments about some of the projects that she has been in. One instance is in the critical reception that My Blueberry Nights, a romantic drama, which Portman played a supporting role, received from Portman herself. Made by the award-winning director Wong Kar-wai, the film was supposed to be a box office hit, but it received mixed reviews upon its release. Even Portman, who played Leslie, a gambler, voiced her disappointment with the film a little later. She confessed that she had actually hoped that this project would have gone differently and did not live up to her expectations. She didn't completely disown the movie, but her critique underlined the high standards she had set up for herself as an actress. Another example was Mars Attacks, a science fiction comedy by Tim Burton. At the time she played the president's daughter in the film, Portman was still a teenager. The film boasted an all-star lineup but was supposed to be a satirical alien invasion movie. However, it bombed at the box office and wasn't considered of great merit by critics either. Later in her career, Portman was refreshingly candid about her discontent with her role in the movie, even going so far as to publicly ponder whether it had been the right choice for her. One of the more publicized controversies involving Portman, however, involved her comments in regard to Jessica Simpson and the issue of body image. Portman mentioned how she was confused by the mixed messages about female sexuality growing up. She remembered a magazine cover from the early 2000s of Jessica Simpson, where Simpson was in a bikini, and that headline promoted her as a virgin. Portman said, "I remember being a teenager and there was Jessica Simpson on the cover of a magazine saying, 'I'm a virgin' while wearing a bikini, and I was confused. I didn't know what this was trying to tell me as a woman, as a girl." Outraged responses regarding these comments soon followed in droves, including one from Jessica Simpson herself through social media. Simpson then wrote that she, as a public figure, was shamed with continuity about her body, and that the choices she made about it, along with her sexuality, were hers. She reminded Portman that women have the right to express their sexuality in any way they see fit without equating it to their virtue or moral choices. The response from Simpson gained thousands of supporters. This was because the remarks from Portman seemed unfair in laying criticism on Simpson's image and choices. She immediately issued an apology, explaining that she never intended to shame Simpson and was very sorry her words had been received in this manner. According to Portman, she had simply wanted to discuss the confusing messages girls get about sexuality and female empowerment, and she did not mean to deny or judge another woman's decision in her life or actions. The incident blew over, but it was a reminder of how even well-intentioned comments can go awry due to public misunderstandings. Though her comments have sometimes stirred debate, she consistently approaches such conversations with class and consideration. Among everything, the most testing time in the life of the actress Natalie Portman seems to be the divorce from Benjamin Millepied. After being tight-lipped for so many years about the most fickle phase of her life, she has lately opened up to the media about how one call with the pop star Rihanna got her out of her emotional crisis. She mentioned that Rihanna reminded her that she is a bad B***cheech, urging her to remain strong. Ever since, Portman has been getting her life together once more, allowing her to maintain her spot in the industry and take her career to greater heights. We are so excited to see what she will be doing next. That will be all for this episode, and we hope to see you in the next one.